Why did the caterer cross the road? To get away from the walk-in freezer that hates her, and also possibly to cry in the parking lot for 5 minutes. We have all been there. Cooking for strangers sounds romantic until you realize strangers can be extremely picky about ranch dressing. You started cooking because you loved feeding people. Then somewhere between year 2 and year 5, it turned into a factory line of stress and sheet pans. That is not a personal failure. That is just what happens when a joy turns into a job and nobody warns you. Private chefs and caterers deal with something most jobs do not. Your product is judged by someone's actual mouth in real time. Imagine if accountants had to watch clients taste their spreadsheets and make a face. Here's a fun fact. Burnout in food service is not new. It goes all the way back to when kitchens were literally called brigades, a military word, because the system was built like an army. You are not imagining the pressure. It was designed that way on purpose by a French guy named Escoffier over a century ago. The plating perfectionism you feel is not some personal quirk. It is inherited trauma from a system that graded chefs like Olympic judges. You can respect the skill without carrying the anxiety. Those two things are allowed to separate. Somewhere along the way, a lot of chefs start treating every event like a final exam instead of a dinner party. That mental shift alone can drain the joy faster than a walk-in fridge left open overnight. Let us talk numbers for a second because they matter here. Around 60% of food service workers report high stress related to their jobs, and caterers specifically deal with unpredictable guest counts, weather, and Aunt Carol's gluten allergy that appears only on event day. The trick to enjoying food again is not quitting, it is remembering why you started, which sounds like a cheesy poster but is actually backed by something psychologists call intrinsic motivation. When you cook because you want to instead of because you are terrified of a bad review, your brain treats it completely differently. A lot of private chefs found their joy again by shrinking their client list instead of growing it. Serving 5 clients who trust you beats serving 50 who treat you like a vending machine with a whisk. Community matters more than people admit. Chefs who talk to other chefs regularly report less burnout than the ones who isolate in their own kitchen like a lonely gremlin. Even a group chat with 3 other caterers complaining about linens can save your sanity. One common misunderstanding is that passion should feel effortless every single day, like some Disney movie where the food just glows and sings. Passion is not a constant glow, it is something you tend to, kind of like a sourdough starter you sometimes forget about, and it is fine. Preparation is the quiet hero here. Chefs who build in buffer time, backup ingredients, and realistic timelines report way less stress than the ones improvising at 10 at night. Rational planning is not boring, it is basically stress insurance with a side of garlic. A lot of caterers rediscover joy by adding one creative dish per event just for themselves. No client requested it, no trend inspired it, just pure curiosity. That one dish becomes a tiny rebellion against burnout, and honestly, it usually becomes the crowd favorite too. Recovery does not mean never feeling stressed again. It means building a relationship with the stress instead of running from it like it is a raccoon in your pantry. You get to decide the pace, the client list, and the definition of success. Nobody hands you that permission slip, you write it yourself. If any of this hit close to home and you want real strategies, tools, or a place to connect with other chefs and caterers going through the same thing, do you want to learn more about our company? Check out our links in the description.